Save up to 75% on your plane reservation, so call right now. 800-915-2644, 800-915-2644, 800-915-2644, 800-915-2644.
CRN listeners, take CRN with you on the road, on your smartphone. Yes, now you can enjoy CRN right on the convenience of your smartphone. Just dial this phone number, pound 250, that's pound 250. Don't text it, it's a phone call. Pound 250 and hit send. When they ask you for the keyword, say CRN Talk, and our app will be loaded automatically to your phone free of charge. Dial pound 250 and hit send, and then say CRN Talk, and get CRN on your smartphone today. Welcome to the Sports Lounge. I'm Michael Horn, but the star of our show is a gentleman we call the Sultan. The Sultan of Safeties, the all-pro defensive end, the acting legend, the one and only Mr. Fred Dreyer.
I'm very much appreciative of you sitting here with you, Mike Horn.
I like it when you're sitting here with me.
And
Why are you off the microphone there?
Where am I?
Well, your mic is not working, so grab that one right there. Obviously, none of these mics are working here right now, so give him this one right here, Tomas, and we'll get him going there because he's off mic. Talk to us now, if you will, please, Fred.
How about that?
That's much better. Keep talking.
Take that one outside.
Yeah, take that one and find out what's wrong with it.
How we doing here?
You're great. That's good. Welcome to the show. Somebody,
finally,
obviously, one of those other sports networks came in there and someone disconnected your microphone, Fred.
Well, I don't know what happened, but here we are.
Here we are, ready to go.
Anyway, great to be with all you folks here. I hope you guys had a great weekend. We had a great week, and we're looking forward to an even better weekend coming up here in the next, whenever it's coming up. But
it's coming up now.
We've got basketball that's now starting to get good.
You like it in the playoffs, don't you?
Yeah, I do, and it's really interesting. You know, Shaquille O'Neal, but LeBron James,
yes,
is really a phenomenal athlete. I mean, I know I'm saying that, everybody knows that, but when you see what he's doing in these playoffs, you see how he carries the team.
Yeah,
he's taking a very mediocre Cleveland team
and making him look pretty good.
Making him look pretty darn good.
Exactly.
Now I don't know how they're gonna do against the Celtics here. I guess it's going to be the Celtics, but it should be interesting but he's the defining factor. I mean, you put him on any one of these four teams, and he's certainly going to be the defining factor.
I think so, and you got your hockey playoffs going on too, and you know who's doing really well are those Golden Knights in Las Vegas. That expansion.
I still don't. How does that happen? How do you put together a wild card bunch of guys, and they turn around now and they're threatening to win the whole deal?
They are threatening to win the whole deal, and they're doing good. Your thoughts on that? Don't forget to email Fred Dreyer at crntalk.com. That's Fred Dreyer at crntalk.com. But it is crazy, I'll tell you, because they have obviously better players were available for them to go ahead and grab in the expansion draft.
Well, I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of teams that release people, for the expansion. And
they made more players available this time.
Yeah. Oh, did they? Okay.
Yeah. Back in the old days, the guys who were tired and old used to get thrown off the team.
Yeah.
And they were,
exactly.
You had Ted Kluszewski, on the New York Mets when they first started, or something, or Steve Bilko. The guys remember Steve Bilko?
Yeah, he had those big arms, and he would cut. Actually, as a kid, you look at him, they were kind of flabby,
But they were big.
But they were big, and he had a T-shirt cut off to show
that
him.
That was the key, right? As a kid, these guys, you youngsters out there, both Steve Bilko and Ted Kluszewski had their sleeve cut off, so they just had an athletic shirt, but it was actually baseball, so their arms could fit out, because otherwise their arms could not fit through the sleeves of the baseball uniform.
Yeah, it was like Bluto.
There was armpit hair underneath there and everything. Those were the real players.
It was really great.
You didn't want to ride a bus next to those guys, did you?
But they were tough. They were great, and they got in the dirt. And Bilko was a first baseman,
Yeah.
because he couldn't do. He wasn't very mobile.
Klazuski was in the outfield, wasn't
But
he?
was he right field?
I think right
Ted
field.
Klazuski?
Yeah, Big Clue, as they called
Big
him.
Clue.
I miss those guys. Bring them back.
Yeah, why can't we go find him?
I
Where do you
don't know.
think they are right now?
The Dodgers could use them.
I'm a one-trick pony. Literally. I show up at kids' parties and act cute. That's pretty much it. So excuse me for being bitter. When Geico says not only could we save you money on car insurance, but we do more. Like give you 24/7 access online, over the phone, or even via our award-winning mobile app. Well, ooh la la. Aren't they multi-talented? Hey, I said organic carrots.
Geico. Expect great savings and a whole lot more.
It's 3 p.m., and you just ran out of ink. You have a report due end of day, which is 2 hours from now. You can't push the deadline because end of day means end of today, not end of tomorrow day. What now? Go to your local Staples store. Staples has a huge selection of ink and toner in stock and at low prices every day. So you can get your ink fast for less. End of story.
Welcome back to the Sports Lounge. I am Michael Horn, the star of our show, the all-pro defensive end, the acting legend, the iconic actor who was on Heroes and Icons television, and he is there every day with the Hunter Show. And, of course, your movie coming out, it's in the summertime, right? Transformers, going to be, you just shot that.
Yeah, I don't know when that thing's coming up, but they said somewhere mid-year.
Probably the big summer release.
Yeah, I would imagine, yeah, probably.
Anyway, welcome back to the show. So we were talking about some of the great iconic baseball players. Let's talk about some of the mistakes being made. The Mets batted out of order. How do you talk about a bad year? And a lot of teams, the Dodgers, they were in the World Series. They're really stinking it up a little bit. I turned the television off. And I'm a diehard Dodger fan, but I turned the television off at a game. I think it was, when was it? Last Tuesday night. And the Dodgers were playing the Arizona Diamondbacks, a chance to get back into it. And they had Rich Hill, who was giving up gopher balls, and 5 runs they were down. It was like 5-1, then 5-2. And they came back in the bottom of the 9th inning. Kike Hernandez hits this home run, ties it 5-5. I'm going like, finally. Somebody's waking up. They load the bases in the bottom of the 10th and can't score a run. They get the leadoff 2 runners on in the top of the 11th. They can't score a run, and they end up losing the game.
Well, they lost the game because Yimi Garcia, fresh off of yet another Tommy John injury, he came out and he served up a 3-run home run, and the Dodgers got beat in the 12th. In the 12th inning, they got beat, 8-5.
Here's a question for you, and I can ask you this because you started your sports career as a baseball player, and you were in high school, burnt out your arm, but you were a strapping right-hander. If you got a pitcher that stinks, I don't care how much money you pay him nowadays in baseball, shouldn't you just throw the guy off the team and get him out of there? If you can't get anybody out, why even wasting a spot in the bullpen when you got guys that stink?
Well, because this is a weird sport, although they might go out there and they may lose command, or they can't grasp command of the plate, where they can't put their pitches where they want to put them. They're serviceable, and they can get you outs, and they can give you innings, as they would say, an innings eater, but. They hope that while you're out there, you're working it out and you find your groove. They find your groove.
That's got to be it.
And it has to be it, because you can't give these people this money, on a hope and a prayer.
So then my next question is: you're the manager. Fred Dreyer's managing a team, and you got a pitcher that stinks. Every time you put him over there, he's walking guys. He's grooving the ball right down the center of the plate. He's not hitting the corners. How often do you put him out there to try and pitch himself out of it? That's a problem.
There's another thing that's also to be looked at. If a pitcher senses that manager's giving up on him, they'll go right in the tank. You have to drive him right down to the psych ward at UCLA.
That's true.
You do.
The manager's job is tough because you got to. Obviously, the manager knows they stink, but they can't say it. It's like when what was his name? Brian Gumbel or whatever was telling Derek Jeter that his team stunk,
Yep.
and Derek Jeter said what he had to say. Hey, I believe in him. I put this team together with my experts over there, and I'm the guy that believes in them. If I don't believe in them, they're not going to do anything.
Yeah, well, that's a little bit different than asking a pitcher to, get you out of a tight squeeze in the bottom of the ninth.
I'd just injure him. I'd put him on the DL or something.
Well,
that would be a good way to go. Say,
here's what I would tell them. And I'm sure they do.
Hit him with a 2x4. And they'd have to go on the DL.
But that's the other thing. If you ask Tommy Lasorda, or if you ask Jim Leland, or if you ask any of
back in the day,
any of the good
managers,
tough, competent managers, and you ask them, how do you handle these guys? Yep. He says, at some point in time, you got to go out to the mound, and you got to look the guy in the eye, and you got to give that SOB the what for. And you tell him, if you don't get these SOBs out, I'm not going to use you. You want me to use you?
That's giving up on him.
Well, no, it's not. It's talking to him.
So he's telling him.
As long as he hands him the ball. As long as you hand him the ball and you let him pitch, you can talk to him.
Now, here's what's destroyed that a little bit, I think, is the pitch count, because he used to be able to do that. You'd get time with the sort of trot out to the mound saying, you want this guy? And the guy would say, yeah, no. And if the pitcher said no, Tommy's going to lose face in the guy forever. The guy said, yeah, Skip, I want him. Let me have him. And then he walks him, and the skipper dumps him and takes him out. But nowadays with the pitch count, that stuff doesn't count because the guy thinks, maybe my arm's sore. Maybe I've been throwing too much. Maybe I got to rest.
Well, it's an insecure business, because you can lose 2 or 3 feet off your fastball, and then you're throwing underhand practically to these guys. Here's the other thing that's really starting to really piss me off.
Really?
And this is something this is something I believe everybody will recognize.
Yeah.
Are you tired, as I am, already with 40 games left, 40 games into the season, about people having these complete conversations about that's the third visit to the mound.
Oh, boy.
And
that's that new rule, isn't it? You can only go out there so many times.
6 times in a game.
Wow.
I don't care about that anymore. By the way, talking about it and putting that rule in, that has screwed everybody up. Leave the sport the way it is. Start getting rid of some of these rules and regulations. And when a manager puts a guy out there on the mound, the players naturally want a pacing. They want the ball put in play on a regular kind of a basis. Yep. They don't want to stand out there and lose their concentration. So the players, the team will tell his teammate, hey, look, let's pick it up. Change your
approach.
Change how fast you deliver pitches.
Yeah, you're going out there to talk to him. That's a very important thing. When the pitcher stinks, the guy's got to go out and talk to him. What about when you want to make a change? What about the old situational lefty? Remember, they'd always have a lefty in the bullpen. Oh, we got to bring him in. That was like the very beginnings of the metrics and all. It's bringing the left-hander. Now, if you do that, you get charged for a visit to the mound, don't you? If you change the pitcher for each guy coming up.
Well, not if you change a pitcher, it doesn't matter.
Oh, so it's just going out to talk.
It's just to go out to talk with the guy. Yeah. But I don't care. I'm using my first 6 pitches, my first 6 visits, in the first three innings. Yeah. If I have to get the guy through the game.
Exactly.
But you talk to the guy in the dugout, and you just tell him, hey, look, when you go back out there, change this, and let's pick it up. You don't see. I mentioned this the last time, I think. I don't see a manager exercising his team. I don't see him getting up and running out to the mound or bringing people in and barking at them. I don't see managers going out and challenging a play at second base, because they have no place.
They have no way to challenge.
There's absolutely no reason for a manager to argue anything today. You can't argue balls and strikes, or they'll throw you out. You can't argue any play at first, to second, or third base, or anything that simply say, okay, let's go to the camera. Let's go into the dugout. Let's go to New York. Let's go back and find out in New Jersey what they thought about the play. And then there's no more arguing, and it's boring. that
It's
takes
boring.
up so much time. I don't want to see a baseball game anymore. I'm getting tired of watching. It's so predictable.
Can't the manager
I
run
want
out-
I want somebody to get thrown out of the game for arguing
Exactly.
something. I want someone thrown out.
Maybe the manager should go out and argue with the guys, the umpires that have those headsets on. Tell them to take it off and listen to
Well,
them.
you can't.
Make some
it's-
excitement.
but it's so boring. I want to see the argument. I mean, you're not going to win an argument. You're not going to.
No, but
they're
it'd
not
still
going
be
to turn
fun.
it over.
I'm with you.
But I want the guy thrown out.
Maybe you should go talk to your pitcher while they're listening and watching the replays.
What are you going to do with your old car? You can try selling it, you could junk it, or you could donate it to Heritage for the Blind. Your car will be towed away for free, and your donation is tax deductible. Just call 1-800-785-9618. Heritage for the Blind accepts cars, vans, trucks, and boats. It doesn't matter if your vehicle runs or not. It will be towed away for free, and you'll be supporting those that need help. Heritage for the Blind is a nonprofit organization that helps the visually impaired live fuller lives. Call right now to donate your car, and as a special thank you for calling, you'll receive a free 3-day vacation voucher to many exciting locations. Call Heritage for the Blind right now, 1-800-785-9618. Donating is easy, and your vehicle is towed away for free. Plus, you'll get a free vacation voucher. Call now, 1-800-785-9618. That's 1-800-785-9618.
The smartest way for you to get the lowest prices on your plane tickets, domestic or international, is to call SmartFares first or last, but you've got to call us before you book your plane tickets. Fly anywhere in the world, fly anywhere in the U.S., and SmartFares can save you up to 75% on your plane tickets. We have the lowest airline ticket prices on over 500 airlines, and you've got a great 12-hour free cancellation window. Plus, with our live agent help, you can always get fast help and fast answers. So on your next trip, maybe today, maybe tomorrow, how about right now? Pick up your phone and call SmartFares, plus save up to 75% on your plane reservation. So call right now. 800-915-2644, 800-915-2644, 800-915-2644, 800-915-2644.
It has been said that everyone has a book in them. But do you have the time or the ability to write your book? Maybe you picked up some skills or had a life experience that you want to pass on in the form of a book to help others. Maybe you want to leave an autobiography for your family. Or maybe you've built a successful business and you want to share your story. At Dorrance Publishing Company, we have professional writers who can help turn your book idea into a finished manuscript quickly and affordably. A Dorrance ghostwriter can provide as much or as little help as you need to complete your book. You'll work directly with your ghostwriter to finish your book faster than you ever could on your own. It's easy to become a published author. Call Dorrance now to learn more. 800-485-8803. 800-485-8803. 800-485-8803. Call right now. That's 800-485-8803.
We're back in the lounge. It is the Sports Lounge coming to you from the studios of CRN Digital Talk Radio. I'm Michael Horn, the star of our show, the acting legend, Hunter Lanzan.
Thank you.
I'm telling you, the Agent X with Sharon Stone, and now the Transformer movie coming up, the one and only all-pro defensive end for the Rams, Mr. Fred Dreyer. So let's talk about this, Fred. There was a first-inning rally in the game the other night against the Mets, and it ended a little prematurely because they batted out of order. After
the Mets did.
There was a discrepancy in the lineup cards. They went on and they lost to the Cincinnati Reds 2-1. And Mickey Callaway, the new Mets manager, said it's very frustrating. He says it probably cost us the game. And apparently after Wilmer Flores struck out for the second out of the inning, Cabrera comes up. He reaches on a ground rule double that bounces in the stands in left field. And then Jim Riggleman, who's an interim manager for the Reds, they've dumped their manager already.
They fired their manager
I
already?
guess he's the interim manager,
Well, maybe,
Jim Riggleman.
Maybe he's sick.
It could be. Immediately, they approached the plate umpire, and with the lineup card, and after they looked at it, the plate umpire, Gabe Morales, ruled that Jay Bruce, the next batter in the Mets lineup, out because he came up and didn't come up in order. How do you do that?
What dope.
That is tough stuff.
Oh, boy.
This Mookie Betts, by the way, on the Red Sox. The Red Sox
He's
seem
good.
to be having he's good, isn't he?
Mookie's good.
A lot of you, the Red Sox nation is out there, and Mookie Betts took a little time. He's had a big impact, and he returned to the starting lineup, hit 3 home runs against the Kansas City Royals on Wednesday. He hit solo home runs in the 4th, 5th, and 7th innings of the 5-4 win. It was his 4th career game with 3 home runs. That breaks a tie that he had with former Boston slugger Ted Williams for the most in franchise history. This is this guy Betts, Mookie Betts. I don't know about that first name Mookie, but he was a good player. I'm all for it. But he's the first player in Major League Baseball history to have 4 games with 3 home runs before the age of 26.
Well, I think he's named after Mookie Wilson.
Is that why? Is that it? Okay,
I think so.
It must be.
Anybody who names their kid Mookie.
He's got 68 career home runs after the leadoff spot, and then he's one behind DiMaggio for the most in Red Sox franchise history. Dom DiMaggio, by the way, not Joe. Dom.
Dom.
Dom. It's good. So that's kind of interesting.
Well,
I think.
Yeah.
If you're talking about it.
You know, baseball. I mean, it's the stats.
It's interesting. I can't believe 40 games are gone already. It's been a ho-hum baseball season so far.
It's really terrible.
What's wrong with the season? A lot of teams.
It's boring.
The schedule is off.
They've got too many. They got too many rules and regulations.
Yes.
They put the pall on people by trying to get people to play faster. And
the games are longer.
It's completely going the opposite way.
Yes, it is.
And I think you know, I'm going to tell you, I think it's you've taken the spirit. Of course, you want to make sure you get the right call, but you know, this going to the tape every 15 minutes, someone says, you know, wait a minute, you know, the player slides into second, he's tagged out, and he gets up and he waves to his manager. No, go to the video. I was safe. And you waste 15 minutes going to the deal, and you realize the guy's out. You know, and you know, just go with the call at the plate. I mean, you know, these guys do a pretty decent job. You know.
Yeah.
I'm not a big this instant replay. Now they're talking about here's how it goes. Now they talk about, you know, well, you know, it might be a time where they're going to fiddle with. We're going to have a game in between the Yankees and the Red Sox in London.
That's what they're going to do next year.
In London, and while we're over there, we're going to try and for an inning. We're going to try to have balls and strikes called by a computer.
Oh, no.
You can watch what happens now.
But they'll do it because you can watch when they're off with that pitch. You know, they always have the strike cam behind the home plate when you're watching the ball games.
Yeah.
Now they show you. I see a lot of pitches that are called strikes that are obviously balls.
Yeah, right. And the other night I was watching, you know, the local bums here, and the guy took a third strike. Here's the other thing: if you're up there in the late innings, especially, and you're down a 1 or 2 runs, and there's people in scoring position, and how can you, with 2 strikes on you, not swing at anything that's remotely close to the plate?
That's
Foul
right.
it off instead of taking a pitch. And you know how many guys are striking out?
Lots of them.
They're taking a third pitch.
That's making
with
the game
runners
longer.
in scoring position.
Now I'm always for being selective. I like batters are selective, but it has gotten a little bit out of hand. Sometimes you got to forego that, and if the pitcher is struggling and you know he's going to lead off with a fat pitch right over the plate because he's throwing balls, hit it.
I'm going to take a pitch. You know, Logan, what's his name? Logan Forsythe for the Dodgers. You know, all these guys, they have this philosophy. I'm going to take the first pitch. I'm going to make him throw a lot of pitches. And even if I don't do anything at the plate,
you tire him out.
I'll make him. I'll make him throw more pitches. I don't want him. I don't care if he throws more pitches. I want you to hit the ball over the freaking fence. And sometimes that first pitch is your only chance at doing that.
Do you want to fly somewhere, anywhere in the world? Smart travelers call myflightsearch.com for the best deals on flight tickets. Going to Manila, Bangkok, London, how about Singapore? Call myflightsearch.com for the lowest flight tickets available. What about a local vacation? Let's say you want to fly to Vegas, Orlando, Miami, Los Angeles, or Denver. Pick up the phone and call myflightsearch.com right now. We have exclusive deals that you can't find anywhere else. The only way you can get these low airline prices is by calling us. We have so many low prices available, we can't possibly tell them to you right here and now. If you're flying somewhere anytime in the next 6 months and you want the lowest airline ticket prices anywhere, you owe it to yourself to save a ton of money. So pick up your cell phone and call myflightsearch.com right now.
Call 800-445-3166. 800-445-3166. That's 800-445-3166. Call now. 800-445-3166.
This is today's entertainment answer. You ever have those days when you feel like 3 kids are more than you can handle? I know just chasing my 1 5-year-old around is just enough. I suggest watching an episode of Bringing Up Bates on Up TV. 1 kid, 2 kids, 3 kids, 4 kids, seems like a piece of cake. Watch Gil and Kelly Bates and their 19 kids as they conquer dating, marriage, and that big family life. Of course, my wife feels like she knows them all because she follows them on Instagram. And Bringing Up Bates on Up TV. For this entertainment answer, I'm Matt Mungle.
Aloha! Experience your home away from home being beachfront at the Kaanapali Beach Hotel. Begin your getaway relaxing on over 11 acres of tropical Hawaiian gardens at Hawaii's most Hawaiian hotel. Voted Best Aloha Spirit by Hawaii Magazine readers. Just walking around the grounds with all the tropical vegetation, relaxing poolside, or kicking back in the sun on the world-renowned Kaanapali Beach makes you feel like you're home in paradise. There's a package to fit all your needs. Wedding, honeymoon, activities, private parties, great food, or just good old beach fun. The hotel perpetuates the Hawaiian tradition at its best. Call 661-0011 or visit kbhmaui.com.
Kaanapali Beach Hotel, Maui's Hawaiian Hotel.
You order a glass of your favorite Cabernet, fresh asparagus, hollandaise on the side, a filet, medium rare. You unfurl your napkin with a flair, close your eyes, and prepare to listen. Ah, there it is. The sweet music you long to hear. The sizzle. The sizzle of a Ruth's Chris steak.
The most magnificent corn-fed prime beef, broiled to perfection at 1800 degrees. Some call it a sizzle. We call it an anthem.
As the waiter approaches, you think, is this one mine or that one?
Ruth's Chris Steakhouse. Like Ruth always said, life's too short to eat anywhere else.
Make a reservation online at ruthschris.com or by calling 800-544-0808.
I'm Jay Farner from Quicken Loans. The rate today on a 30-year fixed-rate mortgage is 4.125%, APR 4.36%. But choosing the right mortgage lender involves so much more than just a rate. We've earned 12 J.D. Power Awards for client satisfaction. And we invented Rocket Mortgage, a simpler, hassle-free way to get a mortgage completely online. So choose Quicken Loans, America's #1 online lender. Call 800-QUICKEN or go to rocketmortgage.com.
Equal housing lender. NMLSconsumeraccess.org number 3030.
Back in the sports lounge, Michael Horn, Fred Dreyer, the all-pro defensive end. His football career amazing. Signed by the New York Giants. Was briefly for a breath of fresh air with the New England Patriots. I think him being there turned him around.
15 minutes.
Couldn't sign the deal, so he ended up on the Rams, the all-pro defensive end. And then, of course, this acting career. Hunter, you were really one of the tough guys. You were kind of like the Dirty Harry guy of television. You didn't take any guff from anybody. You threw people off of buildings. You were always there. Your gun was always pulled before you. I mean, you went into restaurants, you had your gun pulled.
I had it, Billy. I had 2 guns. I had one behind my jacket, and then I had one in my ankle.
A little Derringer kind of like. Did you have one down there?
And then I had a knife, a throwing knife.
You had the slingshot, didn't you have a slingshot in the back pocket?
Then I had a whip and a bolo.
You remember that time you took the guy out with your slingshot when he ran out of bullets?
Yeah, it was my 8th grade slingshot.
That was one of the great episodes
Marbles,
of Hunter of all time.
Peary marbles.
A couple of marbles, and he took a guy out. I'm telling you, it was one of the great
shows.
shows.
And it was one of the great shows where I was running down the alley, and we were firing away, and McCall comes in and says, "I'm out of bullets." And I said, "I'm out of bullets too." He says, "He's going to get away, Hunter. Going to get away." I said, "No, he won't." And I pull out my bag of marbles, and I load my slingshot.
Yep.
And as he's crossing the street, just as he's getting to the overpass.
Yep.
I got him.
You got him.
Right in the back of the head.
The guy wasn't able to sit for a week, as I recall.
Right in the back of the head.
Right in the back of the head.
Oh, knocked him out.
Knocked him out.
We arrested him.
Those are some of the. They don't make TV shows like that anymore. You were resourceful. Remember when you hit the guy with a ladder that one episode?
Yeah, I hit him with a ladder, and then he came back and he chased me down the street with a jackhammer.
Forgot about that. You were the king of the 2x4s too. If you were out of stuff and you had a construction site, watch out.
I had extra 2x4s in the trunk.
Carried them with you. Hacksaw Jim. Well, no, it was Hacksaw Hunter, I believe, was the earlier. That's where Jim Duggan got it for the WWE.
Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
Yeah, he got it there. Yeah. We should mention, in all seriousness, here that White Sox pitcher.
Hey, wait just a second. We've been serious.
Okay, I'm sorry.
All right.
It's Danny Farquhar. He's been released from the hospital. He's a Chicago White Sox pitcher, and his doctors say they expect him to resume his baseball career. This guy underwent, if you hadn't heard the story, your head's under a rock somewhere, because he suffered a brain hemorrhage from a ruptured aneurysm during an April 20th home game. And he's on the White Sox. They issued a statement saying that his doctor, his neurosurgeon, expects this guy, Danny Farquhar, 31 years of age, to pitch again, but he won't clear him for this season so that he can fully recover. So he collapsed in the dugout after coming off the mound during the 6th inning of the game against the Houston Astros. So did Yu Darvish, but that was because he hit really bad. This Danny Farquhar, this is a great story that he's going to be okay. Really, he got
okay.
He got treatment from the White Sox medical personnel on site, and then transported to the Rush University Medical Center. And this was great. They were able to get him taken care of it. So this is good.
Give him a foot rub.
Yeah, he's going to come back, but not this year.
Did you hear what I said?
The foot rub, yeah.
The ambulance comes, and before they load him up, they're prepping him by giving him a foot rub.
What?
Because in your feet,
yes,
in your feet,
yes,
you have all those sensitive nerve endings.
That is true, right?
All the pressure points.
Yes, they do that sometimes. I like a good foot massage.
Did you know this? They tell you never rub a pregnant woman's foot.
Why?
In the last trimester.
Why is that?
Because it helps promote childbirth.
Okay, so don't do that.
Yeah.
So you guys out there that have the pregnant
so they didn't have
wives,
to worry about Farquhar.
You don't have to
worry. He wasn't going to give birth.
That's good. So that was good. So I'm glad he's okay. It's a serious story, and I'm glad we took care of it in a serious
Well, look,
way.
it's a sensitive story.
It is. It really is. The other day, you last week on the show, we're talking about the NFL getting rid of the kickoff. I mean, is that?
I can't wait to watch that game.
How are they going to start it? Exactly. I think they should dump the coin toss at the same time, and the guy should just run on the field.
I just think they should do it like Formula One racing.
Yeah,
you run to your car and get in, and whoever gets on the track first is in first place.
I think you're right. So anyway, it's going to be kind of strange.
Oh, wait a minute. Someone just told me this earlier today. Isn't what was it that they said? They said they're going to give the players this year for the 2019 season, 18 and 19 season. They're going to give the NFL players a chance to decide if they want to kneel or not kneel.
There's one to email us right there. Send it to Fred Dreyer at crntalk.com.
Did you hear that one?
Fred Dreyer at crntalk.com.
That's a good one.
Your thoughts on that.
You can't be that stupid to coming off of what just happened last year to give people a choice to continue to do it.
Yeah. And this is it. The NFL. This is true story. They're giving the teams, they're thinking of giving the teams the option of whether the players can either stand or kneel during the national anthem.
Anything to cower, anything to get away from being yelled at by a bunch of black guys.
I'm telling you, this is going to destroy the NFL.
Well,
People
that's
are
on
already
its way.
upset with
It's
it,
on
and
its
now
way.
you're going to see, well, I think we should all kneel, and so then they're all going to start kneeling. This is going to destroy the game.
See, here's the beauty of this, and it's just like what's going on here with this attack against Trump. Forget about Trump if you like him or dislike him. This all-out assault that has now permeated into a raison d'etre of we're going to get Trump, we're going to use the Russians, and we're going to use this stripper and this prostitute. We're going to use all these things in front of everybody in order to get what we want.
Wear him down.
It's a suicide mission, okay? So we've decided to take America hostage. And what's going on in the National Football League is a guy decides I'm going to protest blacks being beaten up by white cops, right? That started it.
Right.
Okay. Now it's been co-opted by everybody, and now it's a racist movement. Now it's all these black guys getting out there and now demanding that the league do something about racism. And so the dumb owners got together instead of telling them, listen, you dopes, get back to your job and let me worry about how I handle my business. And by the way, anybody that shows up here and blocks what we're trying to do is fired. So get your asses out of here. Instead of doing that, they kowtow to them and they say you can do anything you want. Just don't stop playing.
Should have had the guys start their own organizations, their own public service
Just don't
things.
stop playing.
Don't
just
screw around with the game.
Keep it going. People will put up with it.
What are they going to do when there's no kickoff?
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah, hang on a sec.
You've been riding this thing all day, and my son would like a turn.
He seems a bit young for this twin-cylinder hog, doesn't he?
It's a coin-operated kiddie bike.
No, ma'am. It's a coin-operated freedom machine.
No, it's a kiddie bike.
It's hard to be without your bike, so do something easy and protect it with Progressive Motorcycle Insurance. With basic policies as low as $75 a year, you'll be back on the road in no time. Visit Progressive.com to quote today. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Annual premium for basic liability policy not available in all states.
In my yard, I'm a grill master.
But weeds have invaded this backyard barbecue kingdom. With Scott's Turf Builder Weed and Feed, you can thicken your lawn and kill over 50 pesky weeds guaranteed. Because Scott's Weed Grip technology is twice as effective on dandelions and clover as it used to be. So you can defeat invaders and green up your grass.
It's my secret recipe for a great-looking lawn.
This is a Scott's Yard. Pick up a bag of Scott's Weed and Feed today.
What are you going to do with your old car? You can try selling it, you could junk it, or you could donate it to Heritage for the Blind. Your car will be towed away for free, and your donation is tax deductible. Just call 1-800-785-9618. Heritage for the Blind accepts cars, vans, trucks, and boats. It doesn't matter if your vehicle runs or not. It will be towed away for free, and you'll be supporting those that need help. Heritage for the Blind is a nonprofit organization that helps the visually impaired live fuller lives. Call right now to donate your car, and as a special thank you for calling, you'll receive a free 3-day vacation voucher to many exciting locations. Call Heritage for the Blind right now, 1-800-785-9618. Donating is easy, and your vehicle is towed away for free. Plus, you'll get a free vacation voucher. Call now, 1-800-785-9618. That's 1-800-785-9618.
Back in the Sports Lounge, Michael Horn, the star of our show, Fred Dreyer, the all-pro defensive end, the acting legend. Let's talk a little football if we can in this segment, Fred. So, looking ahead here, the Los Angeles Rams had a pretty good year last year, your old alma mater, and they were among the NFL's best last season, and they say they might be better now because Brandon Cooks is joining the receiver group. Jared Goff has taken another step forward. He's going to be the third-year quarterback, and then the defensive line, where you used to shine as the all-pro defensive end, and Ndamukong Suh is joining Aaron Donald and Michael Brockers. Looks like it's going to be kind of a scary bunch out there on defense. What do you think? Is this going to be a better year?
Well, I got to think that they can improve no matter what their record was last year. I mean, what were they, 11-5 last year?
Yeah, surprised a lot of people.
Yeah, and I think they should be all right. And if they stay healthy, they might make a go of it. You know.
So this is good. A couple of guys that were fixtures on their defense are gone. Connor Barwin, the veteran, started on the left side last year, remains unsigned as a free agent.
Yep.
So that's going to be one of them, and so they have some spots to fill maybe on that squad. Who do you like early on? Anybody?
No, I don't have.
It's too early to talk about it, right?
Can't.
Who do you like in baseball early on? 40 games into the season.
So apparently Charlie Steiner told us, the Dodger broadcaster told us
What did he say?
last night that what's the quarterback from Oklahoma that's now was the first pick?
Oh yeah, we had him last.
He was at the Dodger game.
Oh, he was there from Oklahoma. Yeah,
Bradley was the pitcher, the relief pitcher was a friend of his. He's from Oklahoma.
That's good. Bradley on Arizona.
Yeah.
Arizona's looking pretty good.
Yeah.
You think Hulk Hogan's supposed to be coming back to the WWE now? What do you think about this? TMZ Sports is they have learned that there's plans to bring the Hulkster back to the ring.
What's he going to do?
Well, he's been meeting with the WWE high-ranking officials. They've been in touch, and it's been positive. The WWE actually made plans for an event in Saudi Arabia where one of the members of the royal family specifically asked for the Hulkster. A nice guy, Hulk Hogan, to participate, and ultimately Hulk didn't want to go, but it triggered a dialogue between the two sides.
That's my instinct.
Yeah. Well, Hulk got the axe back in 2015 when he used the N-word in a rant that happened to go public. He apologized. Right. Several African-American wrestlers publicly offered their support for Hulk Hogan. The WWE wants to be sensitive to the audience that was offended by the racist rant, but they want to also show that Hulk's has learned from his mistakes and is a changed man. I think they should bring Hulk back.
Let's find a bunch of black guys to forgive him, and everything's going to be okay.
Hulk made a speech at the Boys and Girls Club last week. By the way, what's your thought about the Boy Scouts becoming just the Scouts? They're taking the term boy.
Well, I mean, they're doing every possible thing they can to get rid of it, and they're going to eventually turn it into a gay group of
well, they have to be sensitive.
Flitting.
But here's the deal:
campers.
They got the Boy Scouts, and they got the Girl Scouts. So the girls can now join the Boy Scouts. How come the boys can't join the Girl Scouts? Let's wipe out both institutions.
Because it's anti-boy.
Well,
it's anti. It's just they don't want anything to do with the ACLU attacks everything that is not kosher.
You see female players maybe coming into football at some point?
Well, I mean, it goes back to the story 15 years ago in North Carolina where a father sued the school district because his daughter wanted to play high school football. So the judges, and they took a year to make the decision. They said, okay, you can play. And she wound up with a concussion, broken nose, and ruptured spleen. And then the parents sued the district.
Because she got injured, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Stupidity is just abounds.
It's beautiful. That's why I love when everything is flying apart. It's all flying apart, and there's so many stupid people moving around. It's such
big changes.
That's the only thing I have. It's the only thing I have to hope for.
Would you be able to play in today's game of football, or would you be sort of disgusted? I mean, with all
what
stuff.
Do you mean?
I mean, would you? It's different now.
Well, if I was 23, I'd play something.
You'd assimilate, right? You'd assimilate.
I'd play something.
Yeah. So you'd just be a different set of rules, and you'd assimilate it. How about baseball with the checking the replays, and that wouldn't annoy you? No, like if you went back in time, what if you forwarded from
you know
days?
something? Forget the money for a second.
Yes,
because it doesn't have anything to do with me anyway. I was watching a baseball game the other night, and they were talking about the Angels are going to have to get on an airplane here tonight at midnight, and then they're going to have to fly all night and be to Texas and play a twin bill tomorrow. Whoa. And so I'm thinking about the scheduling and everything. Right now, I could not travel
the way you
I
have
could
to.
not do what we used to do.
And isn't it crazier now with this year's baseball schedule? Like the Dodgers and the Giants and the Dodgers and the Arizona Diamondbacks has played each other about 10 or 12 times already. The season's over.
Well, they play 19 totally. They play each other 19
and
times.
they've already played over half of their games now.
They're gonna
They got about 3 or 5 games
the
left.
last week of the game, they play them each other.
Unbelievable, and that's happening with other teams and stuff too. Where I don't get who puts the schedule together. It's just unfair because some teams start slow, some teams get better, and so you might catch a break on the schedule where you're playing the hot teams when they're cold.
I'm a big believer of not having interleague play.
I am too.
I don't want to see any of those American League teams. I don't want to see them till the playoffs, till the
I agree
World
with
Series.
you.
Should be the World Series. That was the excitement of it. Play the Dodgers and Yankees. Remember in '62?
Yeah.
I want to see the San Francisco Giants play the New York Yankees. And it was different. Than
And
it
the
was
DH
today.
rule should either be in both leagues or out of both leagues. It's like ridiculous.
Yeah. What are you gonna do?
Level the playing field.
Yeah.
That's
And
kinda
raise the pitching mound back up 6 inches.
When you really want Italian food, you have got to go to Columbo's. Columbo's Italian Steakhouse and Jazz Club, Colorado Boulevard, Eagle Rock. It's that little neighborhood place you wish was down the street from you. Ah, yes, the warm weather has triumphantly returned, and the yucca filamatusa are in bloom just in time for Mother's Day. And what better place to enjoy the day than celebrating at Columbo's? Why Columbo's? Because Columbo's is family, and family is getting together, enjoying each other's company without distraction. Columbo's helps put ease back into our lives with mouth-watering steaks prepared the way you want, the freshest fish, Italian specialties that redefine the meaning of comfort food, the world's greatest meatballs, jazz every night, and it's all so affordable. Put some ease back into Mother's Day at Columbo's, because it really is that little neighborhood place you wish was down the street from you. Happy Mother's Day. Manja.
Do you owe back taxes to the IRS? Newsflash, the president has changed the tax laws, and now you may be able to pay the IRS less. If you owe $10,000 or more in back taxes, the tax doctor can help you pay the IRS as little as possible allowed by law. There are new tax laws for business owners, the self-employed, even W-2 workers. If you have a back tax problem or a few years of unfilled returns, new help to save you money is now here. Call right now to see how the new tax laws can help you. Plus, right now, we'll waive the consultation fee and give you a free tax savings report. Attention business owners, the self-employed, and W-2 workers. Make this free call to the tax doctor now and learn how to take advantage of the new tax laws that may help you pay the IRS less.
800-985-1610. 800-985-1610. 800-985-1610. That's 800-985-1610.
Do you want to fly somewhere, anywhere in the world? Smart travelers call myflightsearch.com for the best deals on flight tickets. Going to Manila, Bangkok, London, how about Singapore? Call myflightsearch.com for the lowest flight tickets available. What about a local vacation? Let's say you want to fly to Vegas, Orlando, Miami, Los Angeles, or Denver. Pick up the phone and call myflightsearch.com right now. We have exclusive deals that you can't find anywhere else. The only way you can get these low airline prices is by calling us. We have so many low prices available, we can't possibly tell them to you right here and now. If you're flying somewhere anytime in the next 6 months and you want the lowest airline ticket prices anywhere, you owe it to yourself to save a ton of money. So pick up your cell phone and call myflightsearch.com right now.
Call 800-445-3166. 800-445-3166. That's 800-445-3166. Call now. 800-445-3166.
This will be the theme song when Fred Dreyer joins Dancing with the Stars. Would you ever do that? You know, they got the Dancing with the Stars Athletic Edition. Would that be something you might get involved in? Cut a couple of moves, bust some notes, do some stuff like that? What do you think?
You know, I watched that stuff, and it's pretty intricate.
Yeah.
You know, and
you got to be a celeb, yeah.
My
athlete.
My only concern would be my right knee.
Yeah, because you have that.
What I don't want to do, I wouldn't want to go out there and in practicing and doing it, hurt my knee, and then wind up, having to, carry that thing around with me for a while just to be on some show.
That's it. Now, the football game has changed since you played at Fred Dreyer. That's why the star of our show is Fred Dreyer. I'm Michael Horn. It's the Sports Lounge. So here's the new story. Apparently, the cheerleaders have changed somewhat, too. The Washington Redskins, they've been in trouble with their name and the Redskins and all this kind of stuff. They've added a new plus here. They've got their cheerleading squad they sent to Costa Rica back in 2013 for a calendar photo shoot at the adults-only Occidental Grand Papagayo Resort, where some of the cheerleaders said they were required to be topless, although the photographs used for the calendar would not show nudity. Others wore nothing but body paint. The resort had the secluded setting. Revealing poses would have not been a concern for the women, except the Redskins had invited spectators. There was a contingent of sponsors for the FedEx Field suite holders. All of them were men. They got up-close access to the photo shoots. And one evening, at the end of a 14-day shoot that included posing and dance practices, the squad's director told 9 of the 36 cheerleaders their work was not done. They had a special assignment for the night. Some of the male sponsors had picked them to be personal escorts at a nightclub. Now, their participation did not involve sex, but the cheerleaders said they felt as if the arrangement amounted to pimping us out, end of quote. And what bothered them was the team's director's demand they go as sex symbols to please male sponsors, which they did not believe should be part of the job.
Was this
can
I ask you a question?
Yes.
Look,
this is 2013 this happened.
Yeah, but was that a team function, or was that a independent bit of contracting that hired the girls?
Sounds like it was a team function.
Well, if it's a team function, you got a problem.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. But if it was a photo shoot for a calendar,
Yeah.
This is 2003. This will not cut it in 2018. I'll tell you right now.
Yeah, I know.
Problem.
I prefer body paint.
Some of them had body paint. They say they wore on there. You like the body paint?
I often prefer it.
Is that the T-shirts you've got right now?
Yeah,
it's beautiful.
Yeah, but they actually just paint over. Your nude girls.
Yes, they do.
Which is a wonderful aesthetic.
Years ago, Playboy Radio used to use our studios at CRN for their national broadcast on, I think it was Sirius Satellite before it was Sirius XM. And they had, a couple of times, body painters would come in, and those girls would get nicely painted up and then walk around our offices.
Yeah, God bless them.
Yeah.
And
yes, we did.
And they raised the morale.
Everybody wanted to work at CRN on those days.
So many things were raised.
That's how Tomas got hired. He was
body painted.
He was working on his car out in the parking lot.
He was body painted
down to see what happened.
Yeah, he was painted.
And he says, "I'll work at this place for nothing." We said, "You're hired."
Yeah, everybody thought that he was a white guy painted black.
He's under a 20-year contract with us, by the way. I think he's still got about 5 more years to go to work that out.
And he's not going anywhere.
All right, that's a good broadcast for you. I want to remind you, if you have comments on this, email this guy, Fred Dreyer, FredDreyer@crntalk.com. Follow him on Facebook, facebook.com/The Real Fred Dreyer. Twitter, he's Fred_Dreyer. And don't forget his new website where his movie is posted there, FredDreyer.co. FredDreyer.co. Check it all out. He's the guy. Download Highway 395. It's still available up there, isn't it, to watch tonight?
Yeah, take a peek at the trailer and then buy the movie, folks.
It's a good one.
Enjoying all your favorite CRN programming is easier than ever. It's right on your TV, through your local cable provider, and on the web at crntalk.com. But when you're on the move, stuck in a plane, train, or in your car, catch up on all the shows you missed. Or listen live to your favorites. Download our CRN app from your iPhone, iPad, Android, or BlackBerry. Just search for CRN Digital Talk Radio. Or search for your favorite CRN shows on apps like iTunes, iHeartRadio, Stitcher, TuneIn Radio, AHA Radio, uTunes, and Nobex. Now you have access to all of our great shows anywhere in the world and the ability to be part of them by calling our toll-free studio line at 800